and welcome into Smith Lake, Alabama Television. I'm Debbie Wood, and our guest today is Gordon Sandlin. Gordon is the Administrative Director for 911 here in Cullman County, and have so many questions for him this morning. Thank you for letting us come in and take a lot of your time. I spent quite a bit of time with him and with his office staff yesterday, sort of catching up, and such an important thing. Those of us that have kids and grandchildren and just worrying about safety, especially on the lake, on Smith Lake. It's such a big lake, Gordon.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's 500, I think, over 500 miles of shoreline.
It is, isn't it? Now, Cullman County covers the bulk of that.
That's
Is that
correct.
correct?
That's correct. Most of it, yes.
Most of it. And Walker County and Winston County cover the rest of it. And we'll talk about all that more in depth later. But I want to give you a little history. Gordon and I were talking yesterday, and Kayla, who is his GIS mapping girl, is very, very smart.
Expert.
She's expert, absolutely. I could tell she was. She was just smiling, and she really loves what she does. You can see that. She asked the two of us, because we're older, I'm not going to say old, but older, she looked at us and said, how did y'all used to do this? And we both immediately said, well, you had a piece of paper by your phone hanging on the wall. It was either a magnet or a piece of paper. And I said, yes, 734-1454. That was City Police.
34.
34. And you got it right. And 0342 was Sheriff's Office, 734-0342.
That's it. That's just two of them. You had the fire department, ambulance, poison control. You had all those numbers listed all those numbers were listed on your refrigerator, and they're all different.
Yes.
And
so when we had a medical emergency back then, we called depending on what our situation was.
If you need a police officer, or you need a deputy, or if you need an ambulance, or whatever, you had to call whatever those numbers. And those numbers usually didn't communicate with each other. In other words, they didn't know what the other one was doing until they got on scene. So, so it was.
It worked, didn't it?
It worked, but
but not as efficient.
And when they had to ask directions, how to get to your house, you had to say, well, go down to the old oak tree that used to be there, and you'll see a dirt road. Go to the next road to the right if you had a house on the left.
That is so true.
And that's how you were directed in to how to find a place.
That is so true. Now, this, the new 911 system sort of got its start, and I know Cullman was working on it for a while, and y'all completed everything in about 91. Is that correct? 91.
Yeah, the original law was passed, and the residents of Cullman County, they voted to create a 911 district, and so they started collecting monies from, or were allowed to collect monies on the 911 on the phone bills,
right.
And that money went into this district, and that's how it started. So you had to have the money, so you had to buy the equipment and all that good stuff to make this new technology working.
So, and it was a process, and it's like Gordon was telling us pre-interview that different states finished first. Alabama certainly was not the last one to finish.
No, it was the last.
Somewhere right in the middle.
Yeah.
And what a difference it has made for people's safety.
Yeah, it really has. There's no telling how many lives have been saved because dial one number, everybody knows it. In the beginning, they tried to educate everybody that 911, 911. Small children now know that. Dial 911. And just hit that, and get help, no matter what it is.
And that's one thing we want to tell you this morning. A lot of people are saying, well, how does all that get paid for? This is paid for by our cell phones. Is that correct? Or our landlines?
You have a 911 fee on each device that can contact 911 has a fee on it when you pay your bill, and that fee is collected by the carriers. And it used to be different. It used to come to the districts. Now it gets sent to the state 911 board. The state 911 board gives it back to the districts. In other words, send it out to the districts.
Right.
And there's a formula they follow to get that, and that's how we get our.
That's how you get your funding.
That's it.
And so never complain about having to pay that little bitty fee that's on there, because it is definitely worth it. And hopefully, if you ever need it, hopefully you don't ever need it, but if you do, it's there for you. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the dispatch centers that are located in Cullman County and how they work for you. We'll be back.